Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer. If you're new here, welcome. If you're back, welcome back y'all. If you have not yet subscribed, I invite you to subscribe. We talk about luxury beauty, what's new in beauty, what are some amazing staples in beauty, as well as all the things in between and what works and what doesn't and what's just okay. So if you love that too, I'd love to have you here. Love to connect with you guys. Today we have a full review of the Beiges Healthy Glow Foundation Hydration and Longwear by Chanel. I am excited to share with you my thoughts on this particular foundation. I have been wearing it for a few days now, with the primer, without a primer, with setting spray, without setting spray, with powder, without powder, I'm ready to present my thoughts to you and what I think about this foundation and if it's something that I think I would recommend, honestly. So let's get in to this foundation review, shall we? So I don't have any makeup on. I want to show you bare face what this looks like. I do have some good old breakouts going on here, but I think that's okay, especially during trying a foundation, seeing what it covers, what it doesn't cover, those types of things. I think it's good that my skin is not perfect right now, and it's not all the time. That's real life, right? I want to share with you this Beiges Healthy Glow Foundation Hydration and Longwear. This is by Chanel. They're brand new foundation, you guys. I got mine in B30. So just to kind of give you an idea of the packaging, this cap is absolutely stunning. Just goes in line with the Beiges line. It is a light to medium coverage fluid foundation that lasts up to 12 hours and features a weightless texture and radiant finish for a natural, healthy looking glow. Its light reflecting pigments smooth and enhance the look of the skin with a subtle luminosity, while antioxidants help protect against pollution, free radicals, and blue light. Made of over 40% water, the long-wearing formula is enriched with moisturizing ingredients that hydrate the skin immediately. And it's also available in 35 shades, and it is $60 US. Just to kind of give you an idea of these swatches for comparison. So as you can see with this Beiges foundation, it has the most beautiful glass packaging. It also has a pump, which I think is just amazing. I love a good pump on a foundation. It just makes it so much easier to be able to apply your foundation, and it makes it so much more hygienic as well. As I said before, I've been trying this foundation for a few days now. I did a wear test yesterday and actually showed some of my footage on my IG stories. I invite you to come see me over there after you're finished watching this video, and really would love to connect with you there. Send me a DM saying that you saw my video. I'd love to see you. I love doing stories over there, so come see me over there, and I'd love to see you there too. I did actually do a wear test on my stories yesterday on Instagram, and I was just kind of checking in with y'all and just seeing what is it doing, how's it doing, and it wore very well. All right, so let's get into application, shall we? So it states it's best applied with your fingers or with a brush. Now I have applied it both ways. I personally don't ever use a sponge because it just never really turns out the way I like it to look, honestly. So I don't really use sponges on my channel or in real life or ever. So for me personally, I like using my fingers or a brush too. On one side, I'm going to apply it with a brush, and on the other side, I'm going to apply it with my fingers. Y'all, this is the best full coverage face brush by Bobbi Brown. It's great. I am trying out other brushes right now just to see how those go too, and they're doing really well so far. But I'm just using my trusty Bobbi Brown face brush. I'm just working it in to the brush itself, and then it's said to apply right here and work out. So that's what I am going to do. So that is one sheer layer of the foundation so far applied with a brush. I'm going to go in on the other side with my fingers, and that was about a pump, maybe like 3/4 of a pump. So I'm going to go in over here and just kind of work it in, and it has a slight fragrance. It definitely has a fragrance. Chanel is kind of known to have a distinct scent, and I personally like it, honestly. but it's not terribly too heavy. It just glides right over the skin, you guys. Look at this. Like it both ways. I feel like I got a little extra coverage with the brush just because I wasn't kind of just, you know, blending it in really, but it blends in so seamlessly with my fingers. I just love it. It feels, guys, it feels like skin. It feels like just silky skin. It feels really nice. I really am liking this a lot. And you know, I do have texture here, but it doesn't emphasize it that much. I have a healing kind of bump here. And it's not really, you know, it doesn't look super cakey. You know, it's going to look a little like textury or whatnot, but it doesn't look like super cakey or anything like that, which honestly I appreciate because, you know, I don't want it looking worse than it already is because it already looks kind of bad in all honesty. But, you know, it's not terrible. And it didn't, so on one layer, it did not cover a ton of the kind of imperfections that I have here. Covered a little bit of the redness here, a little bit here, but you know, I can always add a second layer. So let's try that. I'm going to go in again, one side with a brush and one side with my hands. So let's do that. Now this is the coverage I prefer. I like kind of a medium coverage just to cover these little areas here that I have some pigmentation or, you know, a little bit of texture. It looks really nice. I'm just gonna let it sink in and set for just a second, but it doesn't look cakey, you guys. I mean, am I wearing makeup? Yeah. I mean, I am wearing makeup, but it looks very, very flawless. It doesn't emphasize my pores too badly or anything like that. It gives a pretty sheen, but not too much of a sheen. Really liking that, how it looks with the brush. Now let's do the hands. It feels so hydrating, you guys. It really does. It's felt really nice the whole, you know, every time I've worn it. Okay, so that is the side with hand, using my hand. I do feel as though I use less product when I'm using my fingers. I feel like the product itself is going directly into my skin rather than on the brush, but the brush side almost looks kind of blended a little better, I would say. I like it both ways, honestly. I personally really like this foundation, you guys, a lot. I just love the finish. I think it's really natural and just dewy. And, you know, I have this, like I said, I have these, like, places, and it's covering nicely. Does not emphasize it more. And I think it looks really kind of one with the skin in a lot of ways. Just to let you know, the only thing I put on is my sunscreen primer by Chantecaille and then moisturizer, you know, skincare stuff. I did try this with a primer. I tried it with the Tatcha Silk Skin, this liquid canvas primer. I have a little sample I was trying and was like, oh, I'll try it with it. It's a couple days ago. And honestly, it was nice. It was nice, but I prefer this with just one with the skin, you guys. Putting on the sunscreen and putting this on because it's so beautiful. I feel like it just goes on cleaner and nicer with that for me personally. Now I have drier skin, and so that may just be my skin type, right? So I've just found something that kind of works for me in that case. Just trying it out and trying it with different things has really kind of allowed me to be able to get a better idea of how this is best applied. But I am going to go in with the Le Beige Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream. I just did a video on this in comparing this bronzing cream to the Soleil Tan de Chanel bronzing cream, the old formula. I'll link it up below so that you can go check that out after this if you'd like. But I used this the other day on top of this, and y'all, it's pretty. Now, this bronzing cream's just a tad different in the fact that it takes a little warming up because it does have that coconut oil that that we realize is different than the old one. But it's what it is, I guess. But this bronzing cream really does go really well over this. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. So, so pretty. I did notice too with this bronzing cream, and I think in my video you guys noticed as well, this bronzing cream looks lighter on my skin than the old one. And it was hard to tell in my lights because it did look very similar in a lot of ways, but it does look lighter when I look back at the video, y'all are right. So I just want to apply this because I want to show you how products apply over this, right? I think that's important because if it doesn't work with other products, that's a big fail, you know? I think so. I mean, it's got to be easy. If it's not easy, it's not worth it, in my opinion, but I love a good glow though. And you know, it's not picking up a ton of the foundation underneath. It looks really nice. I am going to use some powder and we're going to see what that looks like. And this bronzing cream doesn't like emphasize. I have like just a few pores right here that are larger than most, I guess. I don't have like super massive pores or by all means, but I can definitely tell if something's going to emphasize my pores, you know? So this doesn't do that, and it's really nice. Now we're going to go in with the Chanel powder. Y'all, this powder is quite the find. I'm not a big fan of powders, I love a glow. I don't like the cake. I like a glow. But I do understand the use for them, and I think it's important to be able to set your makeup and things like that. This makeup is very glowy, right? But I do think it's important to kind of set under the eye, really kind of blur, give that blur effect, which it does, and it's amazing. I mean, it does look really nice when you set your makeup. Yeah, that looks good. This is Bliss by Chantecaille. It's the Butterfly Cheek Shade. This was gifted, but I want to show you what it looks like over this foundation and over everything else as well. Let's see. And I'm just taking a Bobbi Brown blush brush, this one here, and that's the shade. It looks really light, but it gives such a pretty sheen. Let you see. So that is the complexion, that's the face. I am going to finish the rest of my makeup, maybe do a little wing, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, this is the final look. I love it. Oh my goodness, you guys. As a highlighter, I used this highlighter, the Eclat du Desert Illuminating Powder by Chanel. I also used on my eyes, I used this beautiful Candor et Provocation 362. This is from their fall 2020 line. This is so beautiful. I used this shade in the crease, and then this one here just kind of all over the lid, and then I used a Tom Ford, where is it? A Tom Ford eyeliner. Y'all, this eyeliner is legit. I just love it so much. So I have that, and I just created a little wing, and then my mascara is my Le Volume Revolution de Chanel. The best mascara, you guys. I love this mascara. I have a new tube, and it makes the biggest difference. The other one was really dried out, y'all. I mean, and on my lips is this shade the Le Rouge Duo Ultra Tenue Gloss. I have a video on 3 glosses that I picked up, and this was one of them. This is an Endless Pink. So I think this one may be limited edition. Guys, it looks so pretty with this look. It's just so soft and pretty, and I really, really like it. The foundation itself, I think, looks gorgeous. I think it's very pretty. I love how the finished look is. I did not set it with anything, so because I really wanted you to see what it looked like, you know. I've set it with, you know, the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, this new one by her. I have set it with the Veil by Hourglass. Both worked well. Now, just want to go over some final thoughts with you guys. Overall, I really like this, and I would highly recommend this for someone who is kind of like a normal to dry skin type who is wanting something that is a light to medium coverage. I think medium is about as buildable as you can get with this particular foundation. Otherwise, if you're looking for a matte foundation, this is not a matte foundation by all means. If you are someone who does get oily throughout the day, I think you could wear this, honestly, if you do like a more kind of dewy, hydrating complexion, like if that's something that you like. I think that this is something that you could really use. I think you would just have to use some powder with it. Honestly, I think it feels very nice on the skin. It does not feel like I'm wearing any makeup at all, and I put 2 layers of this foundation on, y'all. I mean, I don't feel like if I touch my skin, it feels like skin. That's how nice it feels on my skin right now. I love how it just blends within the skin. I feel like B30 is a good shade for me. I did consult with a Chanel representative just to make sure that was the shade that I needed, because there are new shades within this line, which is awesome. I'm really excited about that. Overall, I will say I don't like using this with a primer. I do think that this one wears very well. I wore it yesterday for it's probably about a good 7-8 hours, and it looked very, very nice. It didn't look like it was rubbed off at all or whatnot. I have not worn it running yet. I sometimes will wear makeup when I run. I did take it off to run yesterday because I wanted to put a whole lot of sunscreen on. But with that being said, speaking of, this does not have any sunscreen in it. So just an FYI, it does not have sunscreen in it. So you are going to have to definitely put sunscreen on beforehand. I always like to do so anyways, just to let you know you're not getting a little extra boost of protection in the actual makeup itself. Overall, it's beautiful, you guys. Such a win for Chanel, I think. I think it's such a great foundation. It works really well. It glides like silk. Beautiful. So let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of this foundation? Have you tried it yet? Are you interested in trying it? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you watching. I hope this is helpful for y'all if you are interested in trying this foundation. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have down below. Again, thank you so much. I'll leave the latest video right here, and I'll see you over there. Bye, y'all.